Hi, I'm Channing McCorston, the container guy. Today we're going to be looking at container floor damage and a quick and easy repair solution.
After landing a deal on national television in 2011, where his team pitched their idea of modifying shipping containers, he went on to start his own business. Since then, he's completed thousands of container modifications for clients in every major industry. Now he wants to teach you everything he knows about container modifications and accessories. Channing McCorston is the Container Guy.
We're inside of a 20-foot used shipping container. The used containers are often the ones that are damaged. You can take a look down here and see a forklift tire has actually pushed the container flooring down between the cross members, and yeah, it sagged the floor. This is a common problem. This happens often in used containers. The reasoning for it is that the floor could have got moist or wet, or potentially something inside the container is spilled, or it's been sitting on soft, soggy ground and the plywood floor has wicked moisture up it. And then once a forklift comes in here, there's not a lot of footprint for the forklift tire. And see, if it's lifting a full pallet of cargo or freight, then yeah, once it gets in between these two cross members, which will be here and here, the weight of the tire will actually compress and break the plywood or the teak flooring. So we have a solution to repair this. Quick and easy one, not to IICL standards. The proper way to repair this to IICL specs, so this container is again cargo worthy, would be to remove this wooden panel and replace it with a brand new panel section. That's very expensive. This plywood flooring is crazy expensive, especially right now. The best way to do this, to get it to a wind and water tight standard, where it's great for portable storage, is just to cap this with a steel plate, and you'll have a nice smooth floor here. Only 12 gauge, so not a tripping hazard. And yeah, even if there was a hole here, so sometimes it'll punch right through and rodents or whatever could get through there. The only difference between putting the steel patch the way we're gonna do it and then is just make sure that you would caulk or silicone all around the perimeter. Get it back up so that rodents and insects don't have an easy access into your container. And yeah, basically save the expense of trying to locate for one or pay for this expensive shipping container flooring. For quick reference, I'm just going to show you two other containers that have had floor repairs on them. So in this container, it's a used 20. The floor was completely ruined on it. We had to replace all of the floorboards with brand new container flooring. So here, yeah, this is a huge job, something you don't necessarily want to take on your own. These floorboards are extremely expensive per section. And yeah, it's a ton of work. Even just removing the old floor, a lot of times the screw heads are stripped. So, you know, if there's a few damaged areas, using the patches is often a nice way to do it, and it's a simple way to do it. So here we have the other container with the damaged flooring. We're about to do a repair on here. We haven't yet. I didn't realize, but we actually also cut some 4x4 sheets. So that's a nice patch to cover the area. I'll just pull these out of the way. So just some small damage in the corner there, and then this, I guess the screws, the heads have broke off there, so it's just spongy. So we can self-tap or back into the channel here, but we'll also carry this floor plate right over, so it helps span from one sheet of plywood to the other. Here's where the main problem is. As you can see, forklift going through here between each channel, it keeps compressing the plywood. You get a good look at kind of what the makeup of this wood is. Yeah, it's that 1 1/8" 19 ply. Quite damaged here, so this would be a big job. I mean, it kind of justifies, we could throw an entire wood panel in here, but again, as long as we get this nice and level and throw the steel sheet over there, it will work. It will be wind and water tight. As long as it's communicated with the customer that this is the repair and this is how it's done, we can show them pictures before and after. This is an acceptable way of repairing this container. For good measure, while we're walking around the yard, I figured I better show you what the other types of flooring look like. This here is the bamboo flooring, but it's not the polyurethane coated bamboo. So this is the eco option. It's great for one-time use containers where the purpose of them after their maiden voyage is to be put to use as storage. So yeah, this is a great flooring. It's a cheaper option, a little more environmentally friendly. We'll jump in one more container and show you what the polyurethane coated bamboo looks like. So lastly here, we're in one of our TCGU. It's the container guy unit. We've ordered this direct from China, from the factory. We really like this flooring, especially for our rental fleet. In case there's an oil spill or something, it's really easy to clean. So this here is the polyurethane coated eco bamboo flooring. So we'll head back over to the first container that we were in and get into the quick and easy repair. So here we have our container patches. We've just created in AutoCAD a few different designs. So basically a 1x1, 1x2, 2x2, and 2x4 floor patch. We use 12 gauge galvanized steel, and we just laser cut holes to accommodate for our screws so that we don't have to be drilling constantly. So just some generic sizes. We don't actively market these, but if there is interest, check out our website, tcg.ca. Send us a message. We can always sell someone this. It's pretty easy to wrap in cardboard and ship. So here's a panel, and I'll show you another area. We won't be fixing this, but another problem with containers is often it's a 19 ply teak flooring in here. And a lot of times the first or second ply or layer of that plywood will delaminate. So here we have a delaminated section. It's really not that bad yet. This should work for storage standards. But you know, here would be a patch. Say there was a hole there. One of these patches here, we can self-tapping screw into the steel beam and then just use our number 8 wood screws all the way around. And yeah, that would hide that area. So here at the front of the container, we'll use the largest piece. We'll cover the entire floor panel section just to make sure that the steel goes right from one of the steel beams to the other. It'll help distribute the weight. This is 12 gauge, it's pretty thick. It's not quarter inch or nothing, but because it has the plywood underneath it yet, it should withstand, it'll withstand any kind of ATV. It'll still withstand light vehicles, probably even trucks. Usually your tires are wider than this anyway where it is, but yeah, it can withstand still lots of weight, maybe just as much as stock, but because this isn't a cargo-worthy repair or IICL, then I would advise against doing this for any ocean-going freight that would be going inside this container. So we have two different types of screws here. We have our self-tapping screws, which will be going through the steel, and then we just have our regular wafer head wood screw. These will just be going through the wood floor. They grab real nice. They got a nice big head to help act as a washer to hold the plate down. So yeah, just a Phillips head, pretty simple. Got one started here. That would have been harder if the hole wasn't pre-drilled, but just stick with it. Yeah, your self-tappers all the way down through the steel, and then your number 8 wood screws in all the center sections. So often you don't get lucky and line up exactly where these steel runners are. Some container floors don't actually have that at all. It's just full sheets of plywood on the inside, so you'd just be using your wood thread. Another thing about container flooring is that this here is the teak flooring. It's the older version and still actively used today. Most shipping lines and leasing companies use this. It's the teak flooring. If something spills on it, it's a porous flooring and it can soak right in. And potentially that's the reason why this exact flooring had an issue, is something spilled, soaked in, and weakened the layers of the plywood. So here it is. We just finished screwing in the panel. This was our largest one. It wasn't too bad all in all. And now we have a nice, durable, rigid patch over top of that existing floor damage. I mean, this is solid here. So yeah, it's gonna handle anything your average farmer is gonna throw at it. So there you have it. If you have a damaged container floor, I hope this video helped. Please give the video a like or subscribe to our channel and hit the bell for notifications. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below, or hit us up at our website, tcg.ca. Hope you learned something.